OnChain. Hey, OnChain revolution, Bitcoin not an illusion. Market recaps and I do a roll call. You're not bullish in the vocal. Look at the price action, changing. Yeah, send it to the deck. Yeah, sell it through the spec. Order knows the best. Too much Bitcoin, gotta go to read. If you end up bearish, gotta put the knee pad. Let me see the comments. Look at the fear and greed index. Bridge, look at the chart.
Welcome back to the Artura Trader's Edge, guys. Every Tuesday, we're lucky enough to be joined by our good friends over our Artura to do this Trading Edge series. Today's title is Charts Don't Lie. That is because they don't, right? You can be bullish, you can be bearish, but if the charts are showing differently, you might be in trouble. And that's kind of what we want to go over today, kind of take a deep dive into some of the charts, some of the patterns you should be aware of, and even kind of get into some, maybe some things that happened over the week as well. We're going to be talking about that. September is here. We're going to be talking about potentially it's been very weak for TradFi and crypto over the last 10 years. And we're kind of getting into that a little bit too, kind of getting some fear and greed as well, and kind of what that means to a trader. And on top of that, we're going to be jumping into Artura. If you guys have not used that, Botonics is potentially giving the biggest Bitcoin airdrop that has ever been given out for using the Botonics chain. So what does that mean? Well, when you use something like Artura, not only are you earning the points from Artura, but you're also getting potential airdrop from Botonics, especially if you grab the badges. We're going to be getting into all that stuff as well. Huge opportunity for everybody in the space right now, and you guys need to understand that. So without further ado, let's get this started. But first, I'm going to bring up my partner here, as always, Mr. Yago B. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up,
man? How you feeling with this? How you feeling about the week and the charts, really?
Yeah, look, I'm excited about episode 3. I'm always excited to get into this for the weekly show so I can kind of get that extra insight that we get from the pro traders like Marian. And today we have the pleasure of having Ace as well on and getting, insight from outside of my own brain, right? I think that's important, to surround yourself by people that are like-minded and have similar goals and passions, so you can maybe take a different perspective and help kind of form your thesis, right? And so I'm excited to see what they have in terms of their thoughts of September, the chaos that we've seen kind of to finish off August. And there is a little confusion on my part and where are we headed, right? Where are we headed for Ethereum? Where are we headed for Bitcoin? And I think today's episode is going to clear some of that up for me, or at least I hope it will.
Yeah, the problem isn't if we're going to go up, because we are, right? It's only a matter of time. But when? Is it September? Is it November? Is it October? Is it January? Like, who really knows, right? And that's really hard to point. But you can find that data on charts, right? You can find that data, especially when you cover like the MACD and stuff like that. And I think that's why I think today's episode has been really important for new traders out there. So without further ado, let's bring up the team from Artura, core contributors. We got Ace, we got Marian, we got Instant. Guys, welcome back to Artura's Live, the Trader's Edge.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for spending time with us. We know that you guys are super busy. We got Ace, we got Marian, and we got Instant, core contributors. Super excited about it. But let's kick it off with the guy Marian, because we always kind of get things in terms of market feel. What the heck is going on, Marian? I thought that Ethereum had a bunch of strength heading into September, but it seems like Bitcoin wants to steal the show. Is that what you're seeing?
On the monthly chart, Ethereum is still looking pretty good, pretty strong. But it's September, so it's either going to be up temper or down temper. We need to see. There are plenty of news this month, especially on the Friday. So people are mostly playing the waiting game, risk off until NFP on the Friday. As you already know, every first week of the new month, every Friday, is NFP, so that's what will direct the market.
And that is, what is it? It's monthly. What is it called? MFP?
NFP, non-farm payroll.
Non-farm payroll. Okay.
Yes,
NFP. I got you. And that is the monthly. That's the monthly numbers, because every Thursday we get a jobs number, but that's different than the non-farm payroll, correct? Okay.
NFP is every Friday at the first month that's starting. So first week.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Each
man.
one.
Yeah, well, let's jump into our, our number one topic of today. Charts don't lie, the Artura Market Watch. When I say something like charts don't lie, what does that mean to you? And is that something that you truly believe in?
Yeah, you always follow the charts and they don't lie. You just follow, react, and adapt. And that's the thing you shall always go by. No predictions, just reactions based on the levels that you mark out. So that is a fact that you said.
Yeah. Well, they definitely don't lie, but you have to know what they're telling you too, right? So
Exactly.
it's kind of like if so the first objective is to learn how to read them correctly. And do you think that that's black and white, or do you think that can be relative to the person and what indicators they use? Or do you feel like charts are black and white, just there's nothing going around it?
They're black and white. The problem is the mindset and the psychology of each individual. That's the problem in trading. Because technicals, they're pretty simple. Like, it's on you if you're gonna complicate it or not. If you keep it simple, you have a good psychology, and it's black and white. So it really depends on the individual.
Ace, I'm curious from your perspective as a trader as well, and I feel like every trader is different. How much do you look into charts for just pure data? Is it simple for you? You just take it as it is. How do you deal with charts?
Thanks for asking. I think at first I was just vibe trading. Like if it felt good intuitively, just taking a look at the chart, seeing what's going on, where is it moving, then I will go into that. I do a little bit of technical analysis, but not really like too much. It's kind of like what Marianne said, like you just kind of have to like react to like what's going on. And it's simply just by checking the data, see what's going on, like on a macro standpoint, like which impact events are happening that you need to be not control, but keep your eyes on to watch on trading on the day. I think I agree with Marion. Like too many people focus on like being proactive, like trying to figure out every single nitpicky move of like what's happening. And when you could just like look at the chart, see where the candles are going, look at the previous like liquidity sweeps on the different time frames, and then just go from there. Like it's really not that complicated. The only complicated thing is just your mental structure of how you're going into the trade and like how you're coming out. For example, like if you exited a bit early and you could have made more profit, like people would just FOMO back in. But I mean, from a standpoint, bro, I just like take it at how it is. See what's going on in macro, take the charts how it is, and then that's really it. Like I don't overthink it at all because I just think it's very similar to watching a bunch of film and practicing so much, but you never put yourself like in the game because you want to practice. Like
I have a
eventually,
question here.
yeah.
For maybe both Ace and Marine. I think we've all seen the meme about, candlestick patterns or, astrology for men. Is there like truth to that kind of statement, or is that just for people who don't understand what they're looking at?
Wow.
Is it? I think so. Because you always have that guy, and whatever trading chart that you're in, that's just the lines guy, and he treats the lines like it's like literally like it's his newborn baby. And astrology, TA is definitely astrology for men. Like I agree with that. I think that's funny. I don't know what Marion thinks though.
Yeah, I have a friend ERL that's also doing that type of stuff, and it's just funny to me.
Yeah, I'm curious, instant from your perspective too, because like you mentioned that like when it comes to TA and charting, you're not super in depth with it because you're kind of learning that part of the game. Like, how do you view charts? Do you kind of stay away from them because you feel like you don't want to dive too deep into them because you're still learning, or what's someone like at your level? What's the approach you take?
Yeah, I mean, usually I look for, definitely more on the vibe trading side. I think I usually look for bullish sentiment or like certain catalysts, that would indicate, an upswing. But, I've gotten burns like quite a few times even back in the day. Like good volume, good activity, I think are like usually like the indicators for myself. I've tried to get more into like the specific patterns. And when I have traded, I've had them on the side and everything like that. But like I still don't like fully understand, I think, what's happening on like, a technical level. I know like there's the 3 stars or some of the other like common ones, but I think it's like for me, like when I like zoom in or zoom out, I've heard people like this criticism coming where it's like if you zoom in close enough or zoom out far enough on like anything, it's you create the pattern that you want. So which is why it's kind of hard for me to like sit down and like learn the patterns. I think that's like one of the roadblocks for me as a trader. But would love to learn about like a way to maybe like overcome that, or if there's like any truth to kind of that statement here.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's a couple that I really like. I like, the downtrend breaking out of that, the uptrend breaking below that. Head and shoulders is something that I really like. And I'm a very simple trader. I'm somebody who I take shots, in the dark, but at the same time, it's low money, like a little bit of leverage. So it's not like insane, but it's awesome to kind of hear and see like, experts like Marion with the, kind of go over the charts. Marion, I was wondering if you could maybe bring up some charts for us today and maybe take a look at some of the stuff that you're looking at.
Sure thing. Just a second.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to add on
is
top.
the chart master.
He definitely is. One thing I wanted to add on top of that too is that like I think Ace and Marion are both correct in terms of it's like golf. If you can get it to simple form, like for me, it's zooming out to the higher time frames and taking safe positions, then it becomes easier. But go ahead, Marion. I see you have your chart up.
Yeah, you can talk. I just pulled it out. Yeah, he said it right, because the more you do, the more you complicate it. It's going to be just analysis paralysis, and you won't do anything. You'll just complicate things, and you're not going to execute. So you just need to keep it as simple as possible, always.
Yes, sir.
Because
this pattern right here looks like the dragon, right? Or the camel, right?
But look, it's so good. Yeah, flying dragon, right? Here we are going to break out. We are going into 1 million, right? So take profit somewhere around here, but that can happen. I believe BTC can go to the 1 million one day, without a doubt. I think.
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody on
I have a question for you.
Panel thinks that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Quick question. So, with you thinking BTC is going to 1 million, let's say I'm a new trader, okay? Like I'm new to this game. Like people tell me BTC, look at the top majors, Ethereum, Solana.
Yeah.
If you were starting out your portfolio over the next 5-year time frame, which asset are you allocating into the most in a stack rank standpoint?
To be honest, the thing I will play and I'm thinking is that I'm gonna go and wait for the bear market to turn. I'm gonna wait for the BTC to have like some downtrend confirmed and some huge dips, and then I will allocate a lot of stables into like majors, BTC, Ethereum, Solana, even Hype. Hype is like pretty trending. Sui Link is also good, but I will wait for the huge dump and allocate like big amount of stables, and from there I'll just start to do DCA every month. This will be the winning strategy for the 10 plus years of portfolio managing. Especially, this is the winning strategy for traders. You don't need to do anything. You just need to
you're right. I agree. Now, when we because that's true, dude. I also
this cycle, you can see that some of traders would have been better if they just bought BTC and hold it instead of trading, because they just lost money trading this cycle. If they were just holding,
isn't that like every cycle though? Is it like if you look back at 2020, if you traded anything in 2020, you pretty much lost money, especially when DeFi summer was over. And then I feel like it's always like the first year of the bull market's always kind of like that.
2021 was multiple opportunities for a bunch of shots in the dark.
Yeah, you just it flies. You didn't need to do any research or anything in 2021.
Yeah,
it was just flying. That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah, so I think what
So-
Shizzy was talking about was basically that, like, you know, every cycle at some point, it's always kind of like retracing back to Bitcoin, right? And we
Yeah.
saw that with the 2020, 2021 cycle. I think more than any cycle, this cycle was the most that you would have benefited from that strategy, though.
Exactly.
And it started from actually late 2023 from the Bitcoin ecosystem going into 24 and then 25. But let's talk a little bit about what you got there, Marian. You're looking at the monthly chart on Bitcoin. Okay, so I'm like, my indicators are showing that we're still in buy pressure. It hasn't closed out yet, but I imagine that's because Q4 is still ahead of us, correct?
Yeah, but we are, when you look at the monthly chart. So always do a top-down analysis. So you need to always start from the monthly chart because it's the strongest chart, and all the levels that you have on the monthly chart will get drawn into. So what we can see here, what I charted the last time, is that we swept the previous month high with a huge respect and downward candle close, and we have this monthly fair value gap open right here. This is a potential scenario that I talked about, but crypto Twitter will be really disappointed if we see this. The good thing that we see now here is that we swept the previous month high, and we are having some reactions of that level. But then what do we need to do next? We have this sweep on the monthly chart. Let's go to the weekly chart. What is the weekly chart telling me? It's not telling me anything good. Why? Because we have this weekly bearish fair value gap. So keep in mind, we swept this previous month low, and we have this weekly level. Those are the two strongest time frames I'm looking at. So price will just play ping pong between these levels, right? And that's what I was telling you. It's a trapped order flow between these two high and strong levels. So the thing I'm looking for is most likely going to be just a reaction off of this weekly FEG to confirm lower prices. But then it needs to align with the daily time frame as well. If we go into this weekly time frame and we have bullish fair value gaps right here created, then it will be trapped order flow here as well. So I need to see disrespect of those, but it's not still made yet. So it's just a waiting game for now. I do expect this FEG to get filled prior or at NFP. If we get filled prior NFP, most likely we're going to see price deliver lower to this low, because if we hit some big levels prior big news like NFP on the Friday, we're just going to deliver to this liquidity, to targets in general. But if we don't fill this FEG, most likely we're going to see manipulation into this FEG and then decide what it's going to do after that news release.
So is there any hope to go up at all? 'Cause I just hear down. I hear.
I think the daily chart gives some hope, right?
Yeah, but monthly is the only thing, because we're sweeping this previous month low. But then the daily needs to confirm it. But daily is not looking that clear yet, because we're still to some kind respecting this FEG. We didn't close this candle above this level. But even if we close above this level, we still have this weekly level, which is much stronger than the daily. So it's just a waiting game, and I think the people are waiting for the Friday to see how we respond to this level.
Can you talk a little bit about the top-down strategy? Because I love what you just did there. You started with the monthly, and you kind of see where we are, and then the weekly has to give confirmation for the monthly, right? And then below that, the daily has to give confirmation to the weekly. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So it's always top-down, not up-down, because always hard time frames. Like I said, monthly is the biggest time frame I'm using always, and even if I'm intraday trading, I'm looking what's happening on the monthly time frame, and then after the monthly time frame, after I've done my analysis, I see the argument on the monthly time frame. I go by the weekly time frame. I see what's happening there. After I get the arguments, this bearish argument on the weekly time frame, I drop down to the daily time frame. These three time frames is where I'm looking for the context. It's the place where I'm looking to trade for. So this is the three major ones that I'm looking for when doing swings. And then you see, and you have arguments on every time frame, and you just see how many are in your favor or are not in your favor. Now we have like many arguments on the bullish side and on the bearish side. What it's telling me? It's telling me that it's not the highest probability because it's 50-50 with the argument, right? So in case to me, in order for me to execute some trades, I need to have much bigger probabilities in my favor. So for example, 70% of the arguments needs to be bullish or bearish to execute a trade.
So you do nothing basically if you're
Yeah,
at
it's just a waiting game. Yeah.
you do nothing whenever it's a 50% probability. And so for example, like let's say that the for you're looking at what the daily chart right now. Okay,
Yeah.
so how do you determine how many bullish and how many bearish arguments are what you're looking at right there?
Yeah, so I'm only looking at the recent order flow leg. This is telling me the story. This is telling me the bias. This is telling me the narrative. Bias is where the price is going to go, direction of a price. And narrative is if we are going to that direction, how are we going to go there? For example, here, this is a swing leg, order flow leg. We have a swing high, swing low, but now it's here because we swept it. And it needs to have FVG inside. And this is telling you everything you need to know. It's telling me bias, if we are going higher or lower. And if we are, then when I get the bias, for example, on the daily chart, I will go to the 4-hour chart and 1-hour chart, and I will look for the narrative. If I have a bullish bias, for example, I don't know, let's give some random example. If just pretend this was a previous day low sweep, for example, and now this is my bias that we are going to go to the higher, to this swing high. And now I go to the 1-hour chart. Now I'm looking for the narrative. If I'm bullish, how am I going to go to this high? And this is the question, and this is my answer. Another order flow leg, which is essentially just a fair value gap. You see swing high, swing low, and fair value gap. This is order flow leg. It's my narrative to go higher from, and we're going higher from there to this target. And then if you're intraday trading, you do top-down analysis from 1-hour chart to 5 minutes chart. Then you will look when we drop into this 1-hour fair value gap, you will look and search for 5-minute fair value gap. So you just like recycle the time frames from top down.
Yeah. And so you have to have matching data for your thesis in multiple different time frames, and that's how you determine your percentage of probability.
Yeah, because for example, if I have daily context, let's say, I don't know, if I had the bearish FEG here to move lower from on the daily chart, I will need to see entry on the 1-hour, right? This is where I'm looking for my entries. But I always need to check time frame above me, what it's doing. If I have 4-hour chart showing me some like bullish FVG that's drawing inverse, I need to check that and be careful about it and not execute on the 1-hour time frame because it's going to ruin my probabilities.
Gotcha.
So you just recycle and see what's happening. On every time frame, you just see the argument and just recycle from the top down.
Awesome.
Love it. Absolutely amazing. So you're basically saying that we could go up a little bit going until Friday's 8:30 number, and then potentially come back down. So basically, what I was seeing from your charts originally, you said potentially back up to 115, and then we have our hopefully the last dip of the year before bullishness.
Yeah,
is something like that possible? Could we go down to 100? Some people are saying 98K, and then bounce from there.
Right.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, because that's all the BTC is doing. Huge pumps, consolidation, fill of fair value gaps to get the short orders that were not in this price leg and just move up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it would fulfill that pattern too.
Pullback. Yeah, like it's in sprinting. That's that pattern constantly. but it's more detailed than just a pattern. There's a lot of details in that.
100%. And that would actually kind of go with this right here, which is the the Bitcoin monthly returns. September has been very weak. So if you're right and your charts don't lie, and we do kind of go to 115 this Friday, over the weekend, maybe early next week, we head back down to that 98 number. Maybe it takes the whole week. That would actually fulfill potentially weak September. Do you believe in that? Do you believe in and this question for Ace as well? Do you guys believe in like the structure of the monthlies and the patterns that they show?
Now they are aligning with my charts, so I'm aligned with those stats.
Okay, so if they align with the chart, I got you.
Yeah. So it's
What
like
about you, Ace?
another confluence, which is always good to have.
Ace, what about you? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree with what Marion's saying to an extent. However, I think now, because institutional capital is really in the game, we're probably not going to experience the similar things that we used to experience in the past. And I'm on the side where I think that's going to catch a lot of traders like off guard because of how things worked historically. Like, for example, like in a bear market, they say BTC goes down about 70 to like 80%, right? But I think this time around, we see like a 50% drawdown from what people are really used to, right? So it's like, it's different. It's different. All in all, I just think it's different now. I just think it's different. I think September may repeat 80% of what it usually does. But I think being that we have a lot of institutional capital now in the eco, things can change.
Is this a PSA that if we hit 98K Bitcoin, not to freak out?
Yes, definitely.
Don't freak out, man.
Well, first of all, if I think it does anything close to 100, I think it's going to get eaten up by treasury companies and stuff like that. But the one thing about that chart, we actually talk about that chart a lot on our weekday show, and Ace is, in my opinion, Ace is spot on here. The institutional injection of themselves and TradFi into our space has completely thrown off the cycle trader in terms, not Bitcoin necessarily, but in terms of alts, right? But we all look to Bitcoin to kind of for like guidance. And if you go back to 2021, which was also manipulated. That was a manipulated year cycle. I get that, bull run year. But the one thing that was similar is there was always like a drop off in the spring, and then alts start to rise up, Ethereum and etc. And then in the summer, kind of like balance goes sideways a bit, I guess. And then I'm talking about Bitcoin drops off in the spring and alts go up, and then Bitcoin goes back up in the summer, and then it drops off one more time before Q4, and then alts start to go up. So that 2 times a year, we just did not get that this year at all. In fact, Ethereum for the very first time this year went up and started going up in April. The first 4 years got obliterated. So institutions have completely mixed up the trading, in my opinion, the crypto veterans mindset. Do you agree with that, Marian?
I do, yeah. They I don't know, it's not the same like it was before. Like they want to like manage us. The same stuff as TradFi. They're controlling us a bit now, so
that actually makes a lot of sense. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah. I don't know if it's control, but yeah, they're trying to set the rules, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Set the rules and saying that, like, this is it's not your game anymore to just try to take advantage of these 1000x opportunities that you guys are going to determine what is. We're going to determine where the opportunities are, and then you guys can gamble all your money in meme coins if you want, but we're going to determine. So
it's a bit sad to see that. In my views, it's good for adoption and everything to build businesses and all that stuff around crypto, but for the OG crypto stuff and what it was a place to be, it's a bit changing. But it's
Yeah,
a
sure.
pretty huge industry, so we'll see what happens. Like there's always some narratives. Like it's pretty huge, like space.
Yeah, 100%. And look, there's a lot of people out there that say, especially like Benjamin Cohen from Into the Cryptoverse, he kind of goes off this without rate cuts, without QE, there is no alt season. Is that something that you believe? Do you believe that we ain't going to get to these very bullish signs in the market until we get quantitative easing or until we get like rate cuts?
It may be, yeah, because just a risk on risk off scenario for those like big whales. They're playing the old school game, probably not risking that much. So just waiting for all the stars to align to get the most confirmations to deploy the capital in and start the pump.
Yeah, makes sense for sure. All right. Let's jump over to the next thing here. So, I was on 2100 a Bitcoin World over the weekend, and I finally see it. The treasure chest is alive and it's
Here we
available.
go.
And then when you click it, it does give me this interactive quest here. The first quest, and it gives you the drop down. Make a trade in Artura. That's all you got to do, guys. So head over to 2100 a Bitcoin World, make a trade. And I went over it last week, but I'll just do it again. If you don't have PUSD, you can go down the street here over to the park and click on Bitsy. You guys can kind of walk over to Bitsy, go to the website, go to start trading. And then if you have Bitcoin here, and you might say, how do I get Bitcoin? Well, you can kind of go back to a Bitcoin World, go to bridge in. There's many different ways you can bridge in: Atomic, Lightning, EVM. My personal favorite here is what is this? Oh, sorry. My personal favorite is the Bitcoin address. So you basically just come in, you get your wallet, and I'll show that in 1 second once I change it back from Ethereum to Botonics. All right. Connect wallet, MetaMask. Come on. And of course, MetaMask wants to go slow on me today.
Is this for the Bitcoin bridge?
Yeah. Usually you have to connect it, and then it usually works here. It usually works good. I don't know what's going on today with Botonics. But yeah, anyway, so if you'll bridge in through there, you connect your wallet into there, you'll head back over to 2100, head into Bitsy like I showed you, proceed, start trading. You'll take that Bitcoin that you bridged in, and you'll go up here, and you want to make sure you grab PUSD. You can't miss it. It's right up top there. You'll grab your Bitcoin here, whatever you need, and then you'll just make the swap. Then you'll have what you need. You can head back over to the A2100, go back down over to Artura, click the Artura treasure chest again, and then you see right here, you'll see a website. You got to go into the website here. That'll open it up. And boom, you just kind of make a trade. So that's awesome to see. Instant. What do you think so far? Are you happy with everything so far?
Yeah, super happy. We have like a lot of exciting developments, that we just released, and even more around the corner too. So some big news coming this week. But yeah, it's been a fantastic time working with Botanics on this 2100 campaign. By placing a trade, you can earn real Bitcoin just by using our app through Interact. And I don't know if it's clear in there, but you do have to open and close a trade in order to receive a task. So make sure you do that. And as Marian said, like maybe it's a tough call on which way to go, whether you're going to long something or short something. But we also have USDT as an option. So if you're just looking to get some volume on Artura and place a trade, but you don't want to have necessarily those like risks, then yeah, you can just use the USDT as a pair, place a trade, close it out, and then that'll get you on the leaderboard for a trading competition. I mean, you're not going to win it off of a USDT trade, but it'll at least verify you for the Interact campaign. So that's a little secret right there.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it a little bit, but we do have a trading competition that was announced last Thursday. So glad we can finally talk about it on here. But it's a 10,000 USDT or USDC prize pool. And we also have a 20K ARA of our own token up for grabs as well. It's just getting started. It's a 5-week competition lasting until October 2nd. So just, place a trade, get on the leaderboard. We're going to be having mini games throughout the competition every week as well for more casual traders. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge upside. You can get on the leaderboard early and vie for a place to win this big prize.
Absolutely, guys.
Awesome.
You want to take advantage of that trading competition, 10,000 USDT up for grabs. So you want to take advantage of that. Sorry, Shizzy, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, I was just saying it was cool. Good.
Well, I was just telling them to
okay.
take advantage of that, and I think I'm a little delayed here, but take advantage of that. It's free to join that, right? You don't want to miss on that, and we'll probably do a video on maybe like where we are, because I know Shizzy's definitely got volume on that.
Oh yeah, I gotta be leading in volume. I can't find myself right now. But anyway, I was just curious. So when you say win the trading competition, are we talking volume? Are we talking trades, win rate, P&L, or is everything kind of together?
It's P&L. So
okay.
Basically, just based off your P&L from opening and closing a trade, we'll get you a position on the leaderboard. We have a lot of people with open interest right now. So, if you're looking to get on the leaderboard, positions have to be closed out, and your P&L will be, the winners will be decided on the P&L by the snapshot taken October 2nd. So if you have an open position after October 2nd with like a great P&L on it, that won't count. It has to be a closed out position. But yeah, additionally, we're going to have like mini games taking place as well. Some ones based on trading volume. So like if someone has like the biggest trading volume within like a certain time period, they could potentially get some secret rewards as well. So even if you're not the best trader, we're trying to create some events that are more casual and fit for everybody. And if you are a serious trader, the competition's just getting started, so it's a perfect time to get your leg in there.
Yeah, 100%, man. Just come over here, make one trade, and if you're over $170, you have a chance to walk away with some bread.
At this point, you can walk away with with the prize pool right now.
Yeah, man, absolutely awesome. And let's go over the vault real quick, just so anyone doesn't know. This is another way where you can earn, correct?
Yes, that is correct. And just another way, and again, for people out there that want a piece of the pie but don't necessarily want to incur the risk of trading, or just aren't big traders in general. You can come in here, deposit in our vaults. Currently, we support PUSD, but we're going to have more assets coming soon that we're able to support as well. We have up to 30% APY on this vault. It's supported by trading fees, and you also support liquidity to the platform in doing it. Essentially, it's just a way for you to earn a piece of the revenue, a piece of the trading fees, and just like own a kind of a stake in here without having to trade and have risk.
Yeah, and it's really that easy. I mean, you guys just see me do it. I just put $9 in here and qualify me for some points, right? Even if a person doesn't have a lot of money, that still helps them potentially with potential points and stuff in the future, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's really no downside to depositing in the vault. So, obviously we're an early platform and we're going to be rewarding early users and early adopters disproportionately to people that join at the last moment. So, yeah, if you want to join the ecosystem early, depositing the vaults, placing a trade, getting some volume on the perp dex is definitely going to help out in the long run.
Love it, man. Absolutely love it. You guys can check out everything at 2100A Bitcoin World. And then once you do complete the prize, go to Interact, start Quest. It'll take you to quest.interact.io. And then you guys will come down here, hit this. It will tell you to come to the link, but once you already finish it, you could go down here and verify here. So I'm having a little issues, but I think it's a me problem, but I'm going to work on that with some help here from the guys over at Interact. But everything's been absolutely amazing, guys. Phenomenal. I did put a comment out earlier for people to, if anyone has not, if you want to kind of check out some charts. I was like, Marion, I was wondering if you could look at some charts for people.
Sure.
And it does look like Ace left. Is he there? Oh, he's gone. Okay. We did have one comment here.
You had to jump.
Gotcha. No problem. So can Marion look at the hustle chart? Are you familiar with Agent Hustles? This is our community member here. We have Jake from Emma Vault on the show each week. Are you familiar with Agent Hustle at all?
I think I saw your shields, on the Twitter, yeah.
Yeah,
Your
I'm a
shills.
huge fan. I'm a huge fan. Well, our community is, right. So I've been
Yeah, he's
kind of
fine.
looking at it. Agent Hustle is Shizzy Shills is my middle name, by the way. But this is the chart here. What do you think about this? This is obviously, let's go to the daily here, and this is just, you can just ignore my lines here. I was just having
Yeah.
fun
But
looking
even
at
on the on-chain stuff, I think it's pretty good to use 4-hour chart as hard time frame chart.
4 hour. Okay.
Yeah, is what I've seen from the people. But on the daily, it's looking okay-ish. Yeah, we had this huge pump up, and it's a bit retracing now, but we still have like order blocks and fair value areas respecting the price right now to push the higher prices. So it's not looking bad, to be honest. 4 hours, some accumulation right now, retest of the swing high that we
So
broke
this is
out.
just the accumulation here, you think? Is this just kind of stagnant sideways?
Yeah, I think he just needs some like pretty good news to pump through that consolidation
Gotcha.
after
Will this
21 million.
Would this be a chart that you would potentially be accumulating if you've seen something like this and you're interested in the product and you like what they're building?
The stuff I'll need to see is like see the ticker, see the content, see the team, is it active, what it's doing, see the wallets, the holders, see the community, how is it? Is it responsive? Is it creating content? It's just a psychological stuff for the memes.
That seems like to be a completely different approach, right? Like you talked about check the wallets, and this is actually not a meme. This is actually not a meme coin, though. Go ahead.
Sorry, on-chain like stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by checking the wallets, though?
Yeah,
Obviously, like
just
percentage, right?
Yeah, percentage of the holders, not some too ultra deep stuff.
Gotcha. So the newer the token, the more you kind of do that kind of thing, right? Like the less established it is over time, the more you look into who are the whales holding this, what's their activity, and then if that checks out, then you look at the chart and then try to see where you can enter and stuff like that.
Yeah, when they're established, when some days go through and stuff like that, after the pump reverses a bit, you can start to see some technical analysis on them as well, because mostly new pairs are just gonna die off pump and dump like Burj Khalifa chart, but you can see like the ones who are holding, who are potentially accumulating for the breakout. Hustle is a pretty good example. It's looking good.
Amazing. Sounds great to me. And then someone else put in here, they want to take a look at the ETH Bitcoin. ETH Bitcoin, is that something that you look at often? I was wondering if maybe you can show that if you if you can have it on your chart.
Yeah, I have it on. I pulled it on BTC ETH. Here it is. Yeah, so I'm just looking at for a correlation, right? BTC versus Ethereum strength. And the ultimate target not the ultimate, but this short-term target that I was looking for was this monthly fair value gap. But we got front-run a bit right here. But on the good stuff, we're just bearish on the monthly. We can see that we created this huge breakaway gap right here. This third candle closed with disrespect on this second candle, like pretty huge. And I'm just expecting downside on this. Like it's pretty obvious. Weekly chart as well. We're having some retracements right now, but this fair value gap should not get filled because it's a breakaway gap. We can see how many candles disrespected the lows, so we shouldn't go into this if everything goes to the plan, right? Always react and adapt. Daily is just accumulation. We are still respecting the bearish FEG right here. Oh, sorry. But FEGs are not working in consolidations. This is the stuff that I need to note.
And that's a daily chart, right? So I think he asked about ETH Bitcoin, but basically this is just the inverse.
Because
It's the inverse, right? So basically,
also, it's just in
yeah. So
it's
gotcha.
basically the same. Yeah, you have this monthly FEG that we are drawing into that we front run right here. You can see the front run. It was just the inverse chart. Sorry, it's the same stuff, just upside down.
I mean, if you look at the last time there was kind of activity as strong as that to the upside, you almost have to go back to 2022. If you squeeze in, no, on the you can even pull up the daily, but just squeeze in more. See right there, that dip in. No, it's this is a daily. So I think, oh yeah, I think you're right there in the middle. That's 2022. So would you compare this where we are right now to something similar to that? Because it looks like kind of the ascension of Ethereum going up. That was the last time there was anything like volatile to the upside this much.
Mm-hmm.
So that was in June of 2022, which is so weird because wasn't that like the most bearish time?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
for Bitcoin.
We need to break out of this monthly FEG. That's the main target for now.
Yeah, but again, this is like just starting. Kind of maybe
you
shouldn't even.
Starting, like you can see from the all-time lows, basically.
Yeah. So we can almost compare it to like that first really big rise up there. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. So I imagine you're expecting this to have a continual upside.
Yeah, we need to break this monthly FEG, and we're gonna probably see this type of run, like it's setting up.
Gotcha.
Well, what's your Q4 is, right? I mean,
yeah. What do you I know you don't like to predict, prices or anything like that necessarily, but could you see by the end of this year ETH in the $6,000 to $8,000 range, or you think that's too aggressive?
I think we can. Actually.
You think we can? Okay.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
Be able to see, without a problem actually. It's just a 20% upwards movement from the previous all-time high, so it will be doable.
Sounds good. Yeah, man. All right. Is anybody any more comments? Anyone wants to take a look at anything before we get out of here? But before we do, I said earlier, we talked about the jobs data this Friday, and then CPI and PPI going September 10th and September 11th. What are you expecting with these numbers? Are you or is that not a game you play? You just kind of react after it's done?
Yeah, I just react after it's done. I'm not looking too deep into these datas. I'm just looking to see if there are like red folder news, which those are, and it's just showing me the volatility is coming in, but not that interested in the detailed data and numbers about that, because you can't like decide what it's gonna be. You need to detach and just play it off.
Love it. Well, this has been absolutely amazing, guys. I really appreciate it. You got 430 people in here. Absolutely amazing. So everyone on X, Twitch, and everything else. But we'd love to give you guys each a stage one last time. We'll start with Ace. Ace, any last words, buddy?
I would say just everyone here, just keep like your eyes open with things that you're doing. Keep your pulse on the market and just stay consistent. That's all I can say. I think that's like the highest value that anybody could give in this time of like uncertainty. So.
Yeah, man, 100% agree. We could throw it over to Instant, man. Any last words?
Yeah, guys, go over to Artura, place a trade, and get in the competition. It'll take less than 10 minutes. If you already have some PUSD on Botanics. If you don't, it might take a little bit longer, but we have some useful guides from OnChain and in our docs as well that outline great ways on how to bridge over there and get your wallet set up. But yeah, place a trade. Get in there. It'll take less than 10 minutes. If you're waiting to see what the market's going to do until the remainder of the week, you still have till October 2nd to get in. It's anybody's game. So yeah, go over there, place a trade, and win that 10K prize.
Yeah, man, 100%. And it's super easy, guys. Just hit approve on here, and that'll let you start beginning the trade. You can put $10 minimum trade. I like to just jack that up to 25x a little bit when I'm
Absolutely
using
apes.
low money, and then I'm able to buy long on my trade. But you know what I'm doing though, Instant? I'm actually getting my volume up. So
Yes,
I don't know.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm
The
air
gem,
far. I don't know.
There
I don't
might
know
be
what I'm
some
doing.
secret keys in the volume. So
the gem here that I would love to say is make sure to check the USDT pair. That's the thing for you, Shizzy, as well.
You can see what I'm doing here. As Shizzy went max long, I'm doing a conservative short on ETH because
Ep.2 Brute.
I need my points too, right? I need to earn my points, and I try to act smart and use indicators. Oh, it looks like So I'll go opposite Shizzy. That's my indicator. Opposite
I-
Shizzy.
I'm green, bro. I'm
Just to-
green right now. I
To
know
chime
what's
in
you.
really quick, I did think it would have been. I was thinking about it. It would be hilarious if you guys just gave Marian the absolute worst charts to review and just had him give his opinion on them.
Yes, like intentionally,
Like all
like
rug pulls.
yeah. Well, yeah. You talk about like meme coins straight
Yeah.
up. That would be funny.
Maybe we'll do that next week. We'll do it TA the bottom.
As
or
Marian like
something
tries
like
to be
that.
nice, he goes, "This doesn't look great."
I know, right?
sideline.
Oh man. All right. Last words, Marion.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Make sure to trade USDT if you're scared of like BTC and Ethereum on our platform to get some volume in as well, to get some points. And thank you for having us, guys.
Yep, thank
Yeah,
you.
Really
man. And
amazing.
finish it with some
Absolutely.
Yagabe. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, I'm just saying, take a short right now. That's what I'm doing. No, I'm just kidding. But no, seriously, the $10,000 trading competition, go to Artura.finance. It's really easy to do it. Take advantage of it. The competition is probably Shizzy's in it. So, it's not that great, the competition. I was just kidding. But I'm in it too. And it's going to be fun, right? You're gaining those points and you want to take advantage of it. And it was fun. And it's always good to have another perspective. I learned a lot today with the perspective of trading and all that stuff.
Yeah, and the last thing too is we had Alicia Painter on from Botonics, and go get her Bitcoin, guys. Like they're giving away Bitcoin for using the Botonics chain. You use a amazing DApp like Artura, and you can go get Alicia's Bitcoin. I'm going for it. I want her Bitcoin, and that's the show for you guys. Got anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna say. By the way, also Botanics, man, selected for like getting that government data put on there. I think they're on. That's big, man. So
that's huge.
Yep. I think that's gonna be big for you guys too. So appreciate you guys and appreciate you guys. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
See you guys.